Hi guys, and thanks for watching our weather update on March 16th, 2023. It's the day before St. Patrick's Day, and there was quite a lot of weather going on, especially regarding convection and heavy showers and possibly thunderstorms. So today I'm going to run through the charts that the weather.com for the UKV model, go through the high-res charts for preset over the next 5 days, and then we'll go through the models on weather.d for the next 2 weeks or so. So I'm going to start off with the high-res models. You can see yesterday we saw some heavy thundery showers across parts of the Midlands, into Ulster and Connacht as well, this into North Leinster as well, and Ulster and Connacht. Those clearing northeastwards towards Scotland, and towards morning we see another batch of heavy showers pushing into the south of the country, especially, and also tomorrow afternoon, convection makes showers blossom in the west of the country, and these could be heavy and thundery. There may be a few storms in the west for tomorrow's parades in the west, but further east, I think you're luckier in the east. I mean, mainly dry, but still with the risk of a shower or two. And to Saturday then, overnight Friday and Saturday, mainly dry, but with some showers and cloudy and mild. And I'll also say that the coming days will be very mild up until Sunday, with temperatures by day reaching about 13 or 14 degrees. So if we sit in the sunshine, it'll feel very mild, very pleasant. In Saturday, we start seeing a cold front push into Connacht and West Ulster, but ahead of it we see some showers breaking out in the east, some heavy, possibly thundery, before the cold front sweeps that instability away to the east, that mild, muggy air mass to the east, and went into a fresh northwesterly airflow. Into Sunday we see rain off the Atlantic with milder airflow, and we stay that way right up until Monday. We see some heavy showers off the Atlantic. Before to Tuesday, it looks like we got a rain band in the west waiting to roll in. This is the ECM WF 12Z run. So you can see today and into tomorrow and Saturday we've got low pressure either to our west or right over us, bringing that convection, that mild wind off the Atlantic, and with some strong sunshine, this will help generate some very big cumulonimbus clouds, with a big gradient in temperature between the surface and say about 850 HPA, about 10 to 15 degrees difference in those temperatures, and that will really spark some thermals off. Going into Sunday, we start to see that cooler snap, but it won't be anything too major, just a bit of a chill. And into early next week, we start seeing more low pressure off the Atlantic, more winds from the southwest, very wet, quite breezy at times. Definitely a very different March to the February we've just seen, and possibly showing signs of turning a bit cooler towards the end of the ECM run. GFS run then. So the GFS run is quite similar. It shows the low pressure right over us for now until the weekend, but then it does move eastwards towards the end of the weekend, bringing cooler and drier interval. Into next week we start seeing more low pressure off the Atlantic, so rain, wind, mild. Could be a lot of convection as well with that sort of set up with winds off the Atlantic. And we just keep it going really, low pressure. It's going to be a very wet March as this comes off. And right towards the very end of the run, we start to see things turning a bit colder, it seems, with winds coming in from the northeast, from Scandinavia and Russia. So that'd be a cold end to March and start of April, with winds coming in off the east. GEM, there we are. So the GEM looks like this. There we go. Low pressure off the Atlantic over us through Friday and Saturday, bringing a mix of sunshine and showers. Some showers will be heavy and thundery. Pushing into next week, we start to see the mild winds off the Atlantic again. So that will bring a return to rain and winds. Before towards midweek, I think we can start seeing a bit more convection of rainfall in form of showers, before more rain, wind, frontal rainfall comes in towards the end of the week. We're trying to go colder there with them blocking over Greenland and Iceland, but I think the low pressure in the Atlantic is just a bit too strong. And what's happening is, with the strong lows in the Atlantic, more warmer air is being sucked up from the south, as well as the colder air from the north. There we go. So that'll just feel the lows. UK Met run then. So this. Okay, sorry, I forgot the hover. I'm gonna push through this. We have low pressure coming off the Atlantic this weekend. It's a very unstable air, very convective. It has to be said. We're starting to see our first proper convective showers today across the Midlands. There were some strikes of lightning on the detector earlier, and so very torrential rainfalls as far as I know. So we're into the time of year now. I mean, we're getting very close to the equinox now. So the sun's getting ever stronger, and obviously stronger sun means more energy, more cape and that sort of stuff. That will all aid convection. So going through the this chart then, again same idea, sort of wet convection, convective rainfall over the next couple of days, drier through Sunday, but through Monday we push in this next area of low pressure, and we go wet and windy and that sort of stuff. That's UK Met. Icon is next. So we'll have this. I think I'm gonna do the 12Z one because this is all a set of 12Zs. So we can see that I'm gonna push through this run. Low pressure coming off the Atlantic and that sort of stuff. We get a brief bump of high pressure on Sunday, so a brighter day on Sunday. But into early next week, look at that washing machine of low pressure off the Atlantic, and that will provide, no doubt, wind and rain. And finally, we have the arpège model, French model, 12-hour run, 6-hour intervals, with hover, and that shows much the same picture with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, not so deep, so not really frontal based, more showery, based on convection. There could be some very big downpours with that. And going through into Sunday and Monday, we start to see deeper areas of low pressure off the Atlantic, with a rather deep low towards Greenland there on Tuesday, March 21st. So we're definitely into a more unsettled spell of weather, very different compared to the February we've just seen. And actually something that it's actually quite unusual is that February and March tend to be a pair, so they tend to be very similar. But this year is really not working out that way. February is dry and mild, but March is like cool and wet actually. So that's quite interesting actually. But anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for more. Have a lovely evening. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.